How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and this is my review of Jurassic World Dominion. I just got back from seeing the film, and once again, this was directed by Colin Trevorrow, who directed Jurassic World and wrote Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and once again stars Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, as well as the original three from Jurassic Park, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Ian Malcolm. And in this film, dinosaurs and humans are trying to coexist after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And uh, and now there's this issue with the locust, and I'm gonna get into that, as well as the little girl Macy, that played by Isabel Sermon, getting kidnapped, as well as Blue's baby. So a lot's going on in this film, and obviously there's multiple story arcs in this film. There's multiple characters in this film. This is the longest Jurassic Park slash World movie. Now, this film's gotten a lot of bad reviews. A lot of people are saying it's the worst of the Jurassic Park slash World franchise. To be honest, it's not the worst. I definitely enjoyed this one a lot more than I enjoyed Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. With Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I've made it clear that I enjoy the first half of that film, and then the second half kind of loses me. And Jurassic Park 3, I've just never really cared for that film. And I've also given my thoughts on the other Jurassic Park movies. I love the first film. I think The Lost World is an underrated sequel. And I enjoy Jurassic World a lot. So this is a franchise that I've enjoyed that's had its ups and downs. So yeah, I've enjoyed Jurassic World Dominion. I think it's not the worst. I think it's a lot better than expected. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was. But it still does certain things that bug me. And I don't mean that because there are the locusts in the film. This film makes some very questionable decisions once again. And part of that is focusing on that story with the whole locust thing. And it's like, this is a dinosaur movie. This is about dinosaurs. The plot of this film should be about how can humans survive living with these dinosaurs. And I'm fine with the kidnapping plot that's in the film. It's not the best plot. I wouldn't have done it, but I think when they focused on that aspect of the film, trying to save Blue's baby and save Macy, I thought that was fine. But it's the whole thing with the locust, the bio group thing, that I feel like slows down the plot. Not everything about it is terrible, but I feel like it's just not needed in this film about dinosaurs. And the sad thing is that this plot is mostly tied with the original cast, who are phenomenal in this movie. Sam Neill is still great as Alan Grant. Jeff Goldblum is still great as Ian Malcolm. Laura Dern is still great as Ellie Stratler. And I like that they were in this film a lot more than I thought. It just didn't feel like, okay, we're going to make a quick cameo and then we're done with it, like Ian Malcolm in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. They were actually crucial to the plot and the story. They did play a big role. I just wish it wasn't in this story arc that they played the big role in. But for what they were given, they did a great job. It was great to see them. Laura Dern and Sam Neill still have fantastic chemistry once again. Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum is still entertaining as this character. And yeah, the characters from the previous Jurassic World movies, Chris Pratt as Owen Grady and Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire, they're still very good. Claire's character arc is still growing in this film. I feel like she had a pretty good character arc throughout these three films. She's probably grown the most out of any of the characters. And the character Macy, Isabel Sermon is better in this film than she was in the previous film as Macy, but it just feels like this character was kind of unnecessary. Was not a big fan of her making a clone, and then Doctor Wu comes in, and I guess he goes through character redemption himself and explains like how significant Macy really is, and I don't know. I just feel like this plot stuff is unnecessary, and it hinders some of the other stuff that this film should have probably focused on. There were some cool aspects in this film. The idea of underground dinosaur fights, people selling dinosaurs on the black market that they could have focused on, the big consequences, the misuse of using dinosaurs. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the most original plan, but I think it would have made more sense to put in a Jurassic Park slash World movie than this whole plot line with the locusts. I thought it just didn't make sense. the beginning of the film takes a long time to get started. The plot takes a while to get started, and I get it. You gotta explain like where have these characters been. You got to explain some of the frustrations that Macy's going and also we got to reintroduce ourselves to Dr. Alan Grant, Ellie, Ian. But I feel like once like the first act is done, it feels like the second act moves more quicker. Here's basically the thing: the the whole thing with Owen and Claire going off to save Macy. I feel like that plot moves a lot more quicker and is much more entertaining versus the other stuff involving the Locust. And oh my goodness, Campbell Scott as Dogson. Yeah, the same Dogson that was in the first film, talking with Dennis. Probably one of the worst human villains in a Jurassic Park slash World film. I just didn't get the point of his character. And it just felt like anyone could have been that character. It's like they had the character Dogson in there for nostalgia, and it's like, why do you need to have Dogson as the villain for nostalgia when you have the original three characters, the original three actors who are doing a fantastic job in this film, basically carrying that nostalgia with them? It's just kind of confusing. And there are some other genetically enhanced dinosaurs in the mix as well. You still got your Raptor moments, you still got your chase sequences. Visually, the film still looks very good. Michael Giacchino's score, I still very much enjoy. Yeah, like I did like this movie, but at the same time, this is the last of the Jurassic Park films, and it felt like they were embracing a sillier side to the franchise, a side that feels like belongs in a Fast and Furious film where there's like bizarre stuff going on. Like the human characters are like surviving stuff that should probably kill them. Like in this one scene, like with Sam Neill with Alan Grant, it's like when he falls. Sam Neill's in his 70s. It's like, and yet it doesn't even bother him when he gets hurt. It's like, have the humans become like superhumans, like what we're noticing in the Fast and Furious movies, where these human characters are surviving all this dangerous stuff? Like, that's what I mean. And oddly enough, Jurassic Park slash World is made by Universal, who also makes the Fast and Furious films. So maybe they embraced that. Maybe they actually took those Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover idea things very seriously. Who knows? But yeah, and this definitely shows that Colin Trevorrow, I feel like he has major flaws when he writes stories because he also did the story for this film as well as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I know people are going to say, well, the Star Wars film that he was planning, that script was pretty good. That was very promising, saying for his canceled Episode 9 film. But here's the thing, I feel like just because you can write and make a pretty good Star Wars film, even though we never saw his Star Wars movie, but it sounded pretty good, it doesn't mean another franchise film of yours is going to be very good. Look at someone like Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau made a great live action Jungle Book remake, and he made a very mixed bag Lion King live action remake. Just because someone does well in one thing doesn't mean they're going to do well with another thing or franchise. So in this case, Colin Trevorrow could have probably made an excellent episode 9 if his episode 9 ever did come out. That doesn't really mean he's going to make a fantastic Jurassic World conclusion. But yeah, this was still an entertaining movie. It's still great to see the dinosaurs. I feel like the T Rex species in this film, the Tyrannosaurus Rexes, have gotten probably the best dinosaur character arc because it feels like while we were scared of them in the original Jurassic Park films, it feels like in these films they're always coming out to like help save the day. So they got a nice redemption arc, the dinosaurs. But yeah, all in all, with Jurassic World Dominion, I did enjoy this movie. I prefer it over Jurassic Park 3 and Fallen Kingdom. I think it was more entertaining. I think it was great to see the original cast. They still got it. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are also very good. Um, the little girl is much better in this film than she was in the previous film, but I still never got the whole cloning thing. And even though they've tried explaining it better in this film, I still feel like it was unnecessary. The Locust plot is unnecessary. I feel like the plot of trying to save Macy and Blue's baby made more sense. It wasn't the best plot line, but I think maybe if they had focused much more on that as well as figuring out the dinosaur situation, that would have been a lot better of a film. This was an okay movie that should have been a lot better than it was, but I was still entertained, and I'm gonna give Jurassic World Dominion, I'm gonna give it a B minus just because I did enjoy it quite a bit, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like, these movies are made just for fun, but like I said, I preferred it over Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic Park 3. And yeah, I do want to get into the length of the film. It does feel like it started to drag on a little bit as we get closer to the end, but the ending, because the ending was enjoyable, I did enjoy having our characters meet up together and working together. It made the longer ending a lot more entertaining to watch. It was definitely a lot better than the Eternals ending. I know I never reviewed Eternals on this channel, but while I enjoyed the first two acts of that film, the third act just really dragged on. But in this film, at least, even though it felt like it was going longer than probably should have been, at least it was an entertaining ending. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. What did you guys think? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Some people are probably gonna say this is their favorite sequel in the Jurassic Park franchise. To me, it's still The Lost World, and my least favorite Jurassic Park film is still Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, let us know in the comments down below on what your favorite and least favorite Jurassic Park sequels are. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that enjoys the Jurassic Park films, that probably enjoyed this film. Hope to see you guys real soon. And next weekend, we are continuing with the Toy Story reviews with Toy Story 4. And finally, get Lightyear. I can't wait to see that film. I can't wait to see what Chris Evans does with the voice of Buzz Lightyear. Hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.